So why MCA? Anybody can answer. I like to know too. The girls are what? Not MCA? What are you? Achha, okay, so you're not even science. So why are you in this club?
Club members.
So for what?
To gain knowledge.
Super. Okay, so why MCA, guys? You could have become engineers, right? You didn't. Why? To become an experienced developer. Specialist developer. So engineers don't, is it? You don't think about engineers, why? So what happens tomorrow when you're competing with an engineer? If you're going for a hackathon and your neighbor is an engineer, what happens then? So is there a feeling of equal, superior, inferior? What's your feeling at that time? No difference? So you're the same. So there's the equal feeling. That's what you're saying. What about you? Why is that you guys are not feeling superior? Technically, you're studying 1 year more than an engineer. It's 2 plus 3 for you, right? That means they're doing 8 semesters. You're doing 2 plus 3, 5 years. Technically, you got 1 more year of knowledge. Doesn't that make you superior? Why would you think that you're just an equal, or some of you still think you're inferior? Why are you not feeling superior? Why? Is the curriculum very, very different?
No, sir. It will become overconfidence at this work.
Oh my God, some textbook answer. Okay. No. So why? You should be, I'm an engineer. But I don't think MCAs are any inferior. When I go for campus hiring, I've been doing campus hiring for almost 25 years now. I started way back in 2002 in the first campus when I landed. I've gone to a lot of colleges like yours. And we ended up hiring all kinds of people, BCom, BAs, and MCAs, and BCAs, and engineers. I always felt that the MCAs bring a lot more to the table. The problem with the MCA kids are, they are not as confident that they should be. And my question is, why is that? Why is that? So how many of you sitting here believe that your next jobs will be given to you because of your skills and not because of your communication skills? How many of you believe that? You believe that you don't need communication skills, you'll still get a job. That's what my question is. You may be technically very good, but then if you can't speak, you will not get a job. How many of you believe that? I think all of you should believe that. If you can't speak, we don't even know who you are. You may be very good in technology, you can probably code very well, you can crack problems, but if you can't speak, how do I know what you're thinking? That's where the problem is. I think your confidence is, or the lack of confidence is coming from the fact that you can't speak very well. And traditionally, that was not a big problem till about 10 years back, when jobs are available. Today, jobs are not easily available. How many watched news yesterday? Amazon cut 14,000 jobs in India. You watched that? Out of the 30,000 jobs globally, 14,000 jobs were impacted in India. Though they are saying it's only 1,400, the number is much higher. The communication started yesterday. Amazon hires people after minimum 7 rounds of interviews. Minimum. The hiring process for every level of role, right from the fresh person to senior people, the processing is about 7 rounds of interview. And do you think all these 7 rounds of interview is technical? No. It's a lot about culture fit. It's a lot about communication. It's a lot about problem solving. It's English. It's about your ability to speak. If you can't do that, you will not get a job. And how many of you believe that AI is taking away your job? You're right. AI is taking away your job. At the lowest level, be it a developer or a tester, I don't need people like you anymore. I don't. That is the truth. Because those jobs can be done significantly better by AI tools. So you're already competing with a lot of people like you, plus AI now, plus shrinking demand. So when you come out to job scenario a year later, where do you stand? Is a question you have to start asking right now. And if you still think that it's okay, it's actually not okay. Not okay. So whether you're an engineer or an MCA does not matter. If you don't display the ability to solve problems, explain things, and speak well, there is no job for you, irrespective of how good you are technically. You may be 9 on 10, you may be 10 on 10, but then I will never hire people if they can't speak. So if you guys can't get this, don't blame your college or people who don't interview you for not selecting you. They will not select you. And why should we select you? Why? Do you know how many people in India pass out every year in the engineering and MCA stream put together? Do you know? Pan India, give me a number. Any guesses? Somebody is saying 10 to 12 lakhs. Any other number? 14. I don't know how you came up with that 14 lakh, okay? So our estimates tell us that in India alone, just MCA and engineers put together, there are at least about 18 to 20 lakh students who pass out every year. Every year. And you know how many of them get a job out of campus? 1 to 2 lakh. Okay. Technically about 5% of the people get jobs, which is about 1 lakh on a 18 to 20 lakh kind of a base. Okay. Are you not telling me that the other 19 lakh people are not good? Are we concluding that? It only tells us that the other 19 lakh students are not fit enough to be employed straight away. They need to go through training and certifications, and more importantly, they do not speak well. And that is why they don't get a job. So the most neglected fact in colleges right from your school days has been the spoken English and written English. This become very dominant now because all the businesses today are truly global. Do you understand that? Do you agree? And especially after COVID, remote jobs. All the remote jobs happening in India is for a global customer. That means the customer is not in India. He's either in the US, Europe, wherever he is. And he's going to talk to you either through a phone call or through emails or through Teams or through Zoom, whatever. Then if you can't manage that conversation, how will he work with you? How? Do you understand the problem we have here? Do you understand if everybody talks about shortage of skills, at one side we are saying we don't need a lot of people, but then we are also saying there is shortage of skills. So you may wonder, why are we saying this? Both are true. We don't have enough skilled people. That's why there is shortage of skills. But there are enough roles. And the roles will only come up as long as you are capable and competent to meet the requirements of those roles. So while you focus on your engineering skills or programming skills or computer application knowledge, you are neglecting the most important skill, which is communication. So even today, it is not too late for you to start looking at life differently. So I'll give you an example, and I have hired millions of people from campuses like this. And you answer on my behalf. I'm hiring for one role. I have two people in front of me. One person has got a 60 score and can speak well. Another person has got a 90 score, can't speak well. Who will I hire? Exactly. Scores mean nothing. And I know it's a very unpopular statement to make in a college. Scores mean nothing. I think what happens today is that we would love to see how are you going to approach a problem? What is your problem solving skill? For that, it needs common sense and logic. It doesn't need too much of a score. It needs your reasoning. It needs, if I put a problem in front of you, how are you going to construct a solution for that problem is your most important skill. And how do you talk to me when you're explaining the steps of solution? That is what tells me how good you are. All of you can be taught a new computer language. Can I teach you English? Tell me. I can put you in a training program. I can teach you the next Python. But can I teach you how to write a good English? I can't. Because you've been like this for the last 20 plus 21 years. And you've become who you've become over this time. It's very difficult for us to make you learn English or a language today. But it's very easy for you to learn a computer language. So the problem has been this traditionally. But now it's okay, you can't do much about it, right? Question, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do about it now? Is it too late? It is not too late. It is not too late. You can still start practicing a lot of English speaking and a lot of English writing. Make sure that you do this as a practice. and then you will become better at it. Your confidence level will go up. Your body language will improve. You'll be able to face questions and respond, which is not what you're able to do today. There's a little bit of hesitation, there's a little bit of nervousness, there's a little bit of something holding you back because you're not able to confidently answer. The self-confidence is a big problem. I'm hoping clubs like this will help you break that. You need to interact with people, you need to talk to people. And unfortunately, what happens? You always talk in native language, even in college. Is that what you do mostly? And that is what is actually preventing you from picking up your language skills. I always go and tell students in all colleges I go saying, when in college, speak in English. Outside the gate, do what you want. Because if you don't practice, don't make mistakes, you will never improve that. And English is not a switch. You can't switch on tomorrow morning, say I'll speak English. It never happens like that. Okay, ChatGPT can still tell you how to debug a problem, but it can't tell you how to speak. It can't tell you how to write. It can still help you write an email, but it can't think. The thinking comes from you. It can only improve on your thinking. It can't think on itself. So the point is that, so Jivita, you have to invest a reasonable amount of time on non-technical aspects. You have to invest people on, you also should start this speaking clubs in the likes of Toastmasters, where people come, the fear of public speaking, the fear of speaking to people they don't know, the confidence level, the communication skills, all that will improve only when they start doing it. It is the most important skill, and that is what is need of the hour. Okay, so you have to wake up, accept this reality. So don't worry about jobs. Jobs are always there for the right people. So the question is, are you the right person? And what is right? What is right is a combination of aptitude, logic, common sense, programming skills, and English. If you have the combination of this and your ability to work with AI tools, you have a job. But if you don't have this, you will not get a job. You can be in a call center, no problem. You'll still have a job. Is that the job you want to do? After doing 5 years of BCA, MCA, do you want to go to a call center? Call centers also have people who have 10th fail and 12th fail people. Do you know that? And they have the job because they can speak English. And they're all talking to some foreign customer. So if you're going to go sit next to a PU failed, being an MCA, and doing the same job, and earning the same money, will you feel good about it? Is that what you studied for 5 years to become? Then you didn't have to do this. You could have got 5 years experience now if you had not taken MCA. And you have become probably a team leader by now in those call centers. So, the question to answer today for you is, where are you and where would you like to go? You are here in a very difficult time because of the industry going through some sort of a correction. It is true that AI is taking away a lot of lower level jobs. But then there are a lot of jobs where we need people with AI skills. So AI is not going to take away jobs. I always say this. A person with AI is going to take away the job of a person without AI. Okay? You understood that? You need to know how to coexist with AI. You need to know how to make the tools work for you. You need to make sure that you and AI are friends. You're working together as a team. Then only it works for you. So first, understand the scenario, understand importance of English, understand what the next level jobs are going to be, and start getting prepared for it. If you can't address your confidence, your communication, irrespective of what skill you have, you don't have a job. You don't have a job of which justifies your potential. All of you are sitting here, you believe that you have a potential, correct? You believe that there is a dream job, there is a dream company, there is a Microsoft, or there is a Google, or there is a startup, or there is somebody who will hire you and give you a good job, and it will in turn give you a good stability and a good package. Is that what you are thinking? Yes, no? Yes. So for that, do you think right now you are ready for that job? No. So there is that gap. There is that gap. So start working on it. It's not too late even now. Start practicing, start preparing, start understanding what needs, and then start doing it. If you don't do it, nothing happens, life goes on. But you will not get what you want. But after investing so much of your time, money, and effort, You should become who you want to become. And it's very important that you do that. Do you understand me? Till ready. How mentally fit are you all to be in the corporate workforce today? Can you take it as a challenge? Every day come and do the best and go, and not every day is going to be good. Customers are not happy. Your team is not supportive. Your managers are very, very arrogant and difficult. You still have to get the work done. You still have to get the work done. How do you do that? How do you keep yourself motivated? How do you stay focused? How do you not get distracted? These are all questions to answer. These are all, nobody talks about this because they think that you will figure it out yourself. I'm at least giving you some things to think about. So if you're not mentally strong, you can't survive. You may be very good. You may be very good, but then if you can't mentally be strong and fight this, you don't have a future. And it's going to be it's going to survival of the fittest. We've always seen that. We've always seen that. Today is even more prevalent than ever before. 5 years back, the situation was much easier. Today, it's even more tougher. And the next 2 years, it's going to be even tougher. People who are coming after you will find it even more tougher than you. So they are also, I'm hoping they're made differently. They're configured differently, their DNA is different. I'm only hoping so. Unless I see them, I wouldn't know. Okay. So here is what I want to leave you with. If there are no other questions you want to talk. There is a lot of chaos right now. There is AI. There is companies revisiting their own strategy, and a lot of low-level jobs can be done by AI. AI is cheaper, will get even more cheaper, is more efficient, and it is almost error-free if you can manage it. What do we need today is people who can manage AI. People who can manage AI, who can work with AI and make AI work for those companies. So you have to be that. For you to be that, your technical knowledge is not good enough. Only technical knowledge is not good enough. You need to have a lot of communication skills, both written, verbal, ability to work with different kinds of people, cross-cultural experiences. So you have to bring in a lot of those perspectives in every job of today and every job of tomorrow. If you can't do this, you are in trouble. So I think, look, self-motivation and you have to be your own cheerleader. I think we always talk about this. And for that to happen, Jivita, there has to be what I fundamentally call self-awareness. First of all, do you know yourself well? Are you self-aware? Do you know who you are? Do you know what are your strengths? Do you know what are your weaknesses? Do you know what scares you? Do you know what worries you? You should know that very, very well. If you know that well, then you know your strengths and you will work on them. You know your weakness, you will work on that. Then you become very, very self-confident. When you're self-aware, you become self-confident, then you're a self-driven person. So you don't need somebody else to push you. You can figure it out yourself. You'll find all the answers yourself because you're self-driven. So if your awareness is not there, then there is a problem. Then there's a problem. So how many of you think you're self-aware? Do I know myself? So I do this exercise with a lot of kids when I go. I ask them to write about themselves in a one-pager. Go home today, do it. You actually don't know yourself because you'll start thinking only when you're writing that one page. All of the kids will come back and tell me that I never thought that I'm good at this or I'm that and I'm this because I never thought about this. So go home today and do a one-pager exercise. Who am I? That is the title. Write one page about yourself. It has to be a combination of you, your family, your background, your hobbies, your future, your whatever if somebody reads that one page, they should know who you are. That is the intent of that exercise. Tomorrow when you go and meet another person, you give this page. He will read it and say, okay, now I understood this person. It should convey you as an end-to-end person. When you do this exercise, you will at least understand who you are. Today, you don't know or you have never asked that question ever before. Or you are already believing what other people tell you. Oh, you can do this. Oh, you are that. So you tend to believe that. You have never understood is that you actually. So do this exercise. Start with self-awareness. Then understand your strengths, understand your weakness, and then see what is it you need to work on, and then you'll become more confident. Then probably what Jivita is saying will become a little more sensible to do. Know yourself first. First know yourself. You should know yourself. Okay? Some of you are very overconfident, and I like overconfident people. But then how do you manage that? I leave it to them. I can't raise my hand for everything. just for the sake of it. You should be very sure of what are you raising hands for. Okay, because when I ask you a question, if you can't answer, then it falls flat. I'm not doing that here. I'm just saying. I'm not doing that here. So please answer these questions. Use the opportunity you have. Colleges like this and people like her are giving you a lot of platform, giving you a lot of opportunities to interact, learn, and make mistakes. Unless you make mistakes, you will never learn. People are very afraid to make mistakes. That's why they never try. They never try because there is a fear of failure. Unless you conquer fear of failure, you will never progress. It's okay to make mistakes. You have to make mistakes. Mistake teaches you. Success teaches nothing. In fact, what we do in some of the offices is, if you have bid for a customer project and we have lost the business, we sit and analyze why we lost the business. We never analyze wins, we analyze losses. Because we know where we took it for granted, where we got it wrong, so we don't do it the next time. But you're absolutely okay to fail. Nobody penalizes you for failing. I will penalize you for not trying. You can't have a perfect life where you didn't try anything. You need to have an imperfect life where you tried, failed, but then succeeded. That's more important. And that is what a lot of your students have this problem. You're very worried about judgment. You're very worried about your social status. You're very worried about how people perceive you. You shouldn't. Why would you bother? Every time you fail, something breaks, it makes you stronger. Makes you stronger. But you should not do the same mistake again. You should make new mistakes. Learn from those rather than making the same mistake. Same mistakes means you're not learning. Okay, so you should just break free of some of this stigma. It's okay if I'm not from... See, I met a lot of people who have never come from English medium school till the 10th or the 11th or 12th, and they struggle to speak in English. But then they're making a huge effort. The effort is what I like. Eventually you will get the language if you practice enough. Not speaking because you can't speak is not acceptable. Speaking, making mistake is acceptable. Practicing is acceptable. After 40 to 43,000 test runs, Virat Kohli still shows up to nets as if he's a new boy. Have you not seen that? Does he even have to go and play in the nets? He will be picked up irrespective of what happens in any number of games. But no, that is commitment. That is power of practice. That is consistency. That's what you need to do every day. Unless you do this, you're going to have a much more difficult time finding your life. It's already very complicated. Compared to my time was much easier. Jivita's time was slightly difficult but much easier than what it is today. Your time's not easy. Not easy at all. And let's also not lie to you. That's the truth. That is the reality of life. I always leave you with a pinch of salt because you need to think, if somebody is thinking that everything is alright, everything is absolutely not alright. You have to make it work for you. It doesn't work by itself. It does not. I'm telling you, people from BCom backgrounds will find the job easier. Because there are a lot of auditing firms which are hiring people. All this EY, PwC, Deloitte, they hire what they call audit associates. And they pay about 2.5-3 lakh kind of salary. They will get a job. They will get a job. Some of the AI tools are also there, but then instead of hiring 10 people, I may hire 6 people. So I'm not hiring 4, I'm hiring 4 less people. There are still 6 jobs there. But that is not guaranteed for engineers or for MCAs. Not at all. Okay. So you have to work harder. You have to work smarter. You have to figure out a lot of life and then know yourself and then work on yourself. If you're able to do this, guys, with sincerity, I think you will do well. And that's what is needed in the next 1 year. You're all you're in your second year now, is it? So when are you ready for placement? Later this month, or December? January. And how many of you feel you're ready to face an interview and then give it a shot? How many people right now think that they are interview ready? So, correct. So start working on interview readiness. An interview usually lasts about 15 to 30 minutes at least. 15 to 30 minutes. And not all 15 to 30 minutes is technical. It is a little bit of yourself, little bit of your background, your ability to speak, and then there's a problem solving, and probably there's going to be some HR round. 30 minutes can you hold an interview? do you have the confidence that you can manage a 30-minute conversation with somebody you don't know? Somebody you don't know. Somebody like me. And not everybody is as nice as me. I'm a very nice guy. Recruiters can be very difficult people. They will be very serious. They will not smile. They will make you uncomfortable. So can you manage that also? Here's a question you have to answer.
No, they will not. They cannot.
When was the last time somebody practiced 10 minutes conversation in front of a mirror? A lot of English series watching with subtitles. A lot of words are difficult, but then subtitles helps you manage it. 3, start watching a lot of English news channels, BBC, CNN. A different flavor of English you will understand. And that's unfortunately needed because your customers will speak like that. They're not Indians always. They could be Americans, they could be Brits, they could be Germans. That is 3. 4 is talk amongst yourself in English when you're in college. That is very, very important. That's easy. Because all of you come to college mostly every day, right? Even if you bunk, you'll come to college and then bunk, right? So, talk when you're on campus. Make it a point only to speak in English. It's difficult, but it is very, very productive. Believe me when I say this, do it for a month, you will feel a lot more confident about yourself. So, Jeevita, call me back. I'll come back in a month's time. Let us see if these fellows have done anything of that. Can we do that? So, today, 30th of October. I'll come back on 1st of December. So, hopefully, I want to see all of you and you tell me what is that you have practiced. And I will see that in your body language. I will be able to do it. I can see you, I can know it. Have you done something about it? Am I seeing more confidence? Am I seeing less nervousness? Am I seeing a good body language? I will know that. But if you do some of these things, you will become better. When you become better, you will do your interviews well and you will be more confident of getting a good job. Ultimately, that's all you're trying, right? After MCA, you're not doing any more masters, right? You have to go find a job now. You postpone job hunting by 3 years after BCA or 2 years, whatever. Now you have no choice. You have to find a job. Unless you want to do PhD, right? That also needs good English. So can we do that? So do you promise that over the next 4 weeks you will do some of these things? And so that you become a better version of yourself. And so that it gives us more confidence that you're going to do well in your next level of life. Alright? That's all I want to say. Ask me anything. If not, thank you so much. But I'm very keen to see what you do. I'm very keen to see what you practice. I'm very keen to see how many of you are taking this feedback seriously because it is for you. It is not for me. I'm retiring next year. You're just starting your career.